Good morning and welcome to the Buddhist Temple of Toledo. Please have a seat and turn to page 2 in your liturgy books. Gata of Atonement. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all. Nikaya 3 Refuges. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Sangam Saranam Gacchami. I take refuge in Buddha. I take refuge in Buddha. I take refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Sangha. I take refuge in Sangha. The 5 remembrances. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. This precious human life, rarely encountered, is easily lost. Now that I have life and opportunity, may I practice the Dharma wholeheartedly. Mahayana Refuge. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. Invocation of the lineage. I give thanks for the guidance of my teachers. For the lineage of teachers before them, I give thanks and offerings for their devoted practice of generosity, moral discipline, patience, joyful effort, concentration, wisdom, skillful means, unshakable vow, spiritual powers, and awakened awareness for my benefit. May their years of life be lengthened. May their vows be completely realized. And may I cultivate these perfections with their guidance. 7 practices of the Bodhisattva. I bow down in body, speech, and mind. I offer the best I have to give, both real and imagined, to fill the space between us. I regret and purify all transgressions. I rejoice in all virtues. I request you to remain until total enlightenment. I request wise and compassionate guidance. I dedicate my merit for the sake of all beings. Generating love and compassion, may all sentient beings be free from clinging and hatred, being close to some and distant from others. How wonderful it would be, may this be accomplished. I will free them from clinging and hatred. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. How wonderful it would be, may this be accomplished. I will bring them happiness and the causes of happiness. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from suffering and the causes of suffering. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings have the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from clinging, hatred, jealousy, miserliness, doubt, pride, wrong view, ignorance, and dualistic thoughts. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them to this state. Bless me to accomplish this. Please stand for the Heart Sutra. The great Prajna Paramita Heart Sutra. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, practicing deep Prajna Paramita, clearly saw that all five skandhas are empty, transforming all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness. Emptiness, no other than form. Form is exactly emptiness. Emptiness, exactly form. Sensation, perception, mental reaction, consciousness are also like this. Shariputra, all things are essentially empty, not born, not destroyed, not stained, not pure, without loss, without gain. Therefore, in emptiness there perception, mental reaction, consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no color, sound, smell, taste, touch, object of thought, no seeing, and so on, to no thinking, no ignorance, and also no ending of ignorance, and so on, to no old age and death, and also no ending of old age and death, no suffering of suffering, cessation path, no wisdom and no attainment, since there is nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva lives by prajna paramita, with no hindrance in the mind, no hindrance, and therefore no fear, far beyond elusive thinking. Right here is nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future live by prajna paramita, attaining Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Therefore know that prajna paramita is the great sacred mantra, the great vivid mantra, the unsurpassed mantra, the supreme mantra, which completely removes all suffering. This is truth, not mere formality. Therefore set forth the prajna paramita mantra, set forth this mantra, and proclaim Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Parasam, Gate, Bodhisvaha, Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Parasam, Gate, Bodhisvaha, Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Parasam, Gate, Bodhisvaha. Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. All that is and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We offer this sincere and devoted practice for the many beings of the six worlds, and dedicated in grateful thanks to the strength and sound practice of the great Heartland Sangha and its teachers. May our virtuous actions be clear from all interferences, and may our vows be fully realized. We especially dedicate these merits to all those who suffer as a result of injustices, calamity, cruelty, and war. We also dedicate these merits to Vaughn, PJ, Claudia, Dennis, Karina, Shauna, Emily, Chrissy, Griffin, Chris, John, Charles, Stephen, Reverend Eugen, Laverne, Roger, Soke, Karen, Evan, Sarah, and Darcy. May they have peace and healing. And to Jakurian, Sue, Nova, Carl, and Ariel at the time of their deaths. We also dedicate these merits to those whose names we hold in the silence of our hearts, as well as those whose names we voice aloud. May we live in perfect peace with Buddha Dharma, and may we realize the Buddha way together. All Buddhas throughout Dharma school teachers and children, please proceed to Dharma school. Everyone else, please prepare for Zazen. Please prepare for walking meditation. now recite the Song of Covenant, found on page 8 of your liturgy books. We, the Daishin Kokoji Sangha, with respect for the worth and dignity of each person, with wonder at the wisdom and compassion we seek to cultivate by practice, and with deep gratitude for the teachers of this lineage and our connection to one another, covenant to support each other by upholding the precepts of doing no harm, practicing good, and actualizing good for others. Please be seated. Sit comfortably and face towards our teacher. We will recite the Gata on opening the sutra, also found on page 8. Gata on opening the sutra. The Dharma incomparably profound and infinitely subtle is rarely encountered even in millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, receive and maintain it. May we completely realize the Tathagata's true meaning.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for choosing to be here and for your practice at the Buddhist Temple of Toledo. We're continuing on looking at the Lankavatara Sutra, and last week we had our Seijin recognition for Setsuki, guided by Reverend Kaishin. Beautiful effort. The week before that, I addressed the first chunk, which I'll read quickly here to get us back kind of where we were, and then the concluding components. This is from the chapter called Tathagatahood, the setup. Then said Mahamati to the Blessed One, "It has been said by the Blessed One that from the night of enlightenment to the night of parinirvana, from the moment of your awakening to the moment of your dying, the Tathagata, that is to say you, Buddha, has uttered no word, nor will ever utter a word. In what deep meaning can this be true?" The Blessed One, the Buddha, replied, "By two reasons of deepest meaning is this true. In the light of the truth self-realized by noble wisdom, and in the truth of an eternally abiding reality. The self-realization of noble wisdom by all the Tathagatas is the same as my own self-realization of noble wisdom. There is no more, no less, no difference. And all the Tathagatas bear witness to that state of self-realization that is free from words and discriminations and has nothing to do with the dualistic way we conventionally speak to each other. That is, all beings receive the teachings of the Tathagatas through self-realization of noble wisdom, not through words of discrimination. And that was what we worked through pretty rigorously together last time. Now, the answer continues. Again, Mahamati, there has always been an eternally abiding reality. The substance of truth, Dharma Dhatu, abides forever, whether a Tathagata appears in the world or not. So does the reason of all things, Dharmata, eternally abide. So does reality, Paramata, abide and keep its order. What has been realized by myself and all other Tathagatas is this same reality, Dharmakaya, the eternally abiding self-orderliness of reality, the suchness, Tatahata, of things, the realness of things, Bhutata, noble wisdom which is truth itself. The sun radiates its splendor spontaneously on all alike and with no words of explanation. In like manner, do Tathagatas radiate the truth of noble wisdom with no recourse to words and to all alike. For these reasons, it is stated by me that from the night of enlightenment to the night of the Tathagatas parinirvana, they have not uttered, nor will they ever utter one word. And that same is true of all Buddhas. So let's break that apart a little bit. He starts off in this second chunk of the answer saying there's always been an eternally abiding reality. Now this is very interesting here because a cursory looking into the teachings of the Buddha will reveal a relentless embrace of impermanence, of egolessness of self, of egolessness of things. Why? To help us release our clinging grasp onto things which simply cannot be relied on. There is no fixed self for you to cling to. There is no way to make the world stop spinning and churning. Have you not yet noticed the constant change of all things, right? Acclimating yourself to this, not just tolerating it, but learning how to flourish and thrive within this ever-changing and essentially ungraspable reality. Right? It's a tall order. The ego keeps trying to say, this is me and that's mine. This is not me and that's not mine, and that's how we kind of orient ourselves. But be careful, the Buddha says. Watch out, the sutra points out. There's a trick in here, okay? If you hook your own happiness on a thing which you cannot rely on, then it's just a matter of when will this fail you, not if. And yet, there is something which is eternal. There is something which abides. There is something which is actually true, durably, whether you realize it or not. And this is the other side of this business. Now remember, whenever you're hearing the Dharma rightly expressed, whenever you're reading a sutra, hearing a teisho, if it's the real deal, it's there because it's trying to be helpful. So you must consider every teaching to simply be a medicine that is being drawn from the cabinet to treat a particular condition in a particular person at a particular time in a particular way. And for this to work, you have to actually take the medicine in, okay? if you simply have a cabinet collecting all kinds of different medicines that you have as sort of some strange museum, but you never actually take any of them, and you have no idea what the right dose is and for what condition they are, you simply say, oh, the yellow ones are here and the blue ones are there. It's a well-balanced medicine cabinet. There's some Chinese medicine, some Western medicine, you know. But it's just something that you look at and collect and never actually understand how to use. Well, obviously, this is not going to help you. So all the teachings of the sutra are medicine. All the teachings of the Buddha are medicine. And one of the brands of medicine that we need is to understand what the sutra is pointing to in terms of that which is real, that which is true. Now, these terms, you know, as you know, I'm not super fond of translating language from the high seat. You know, there are those that do. I bow to them. I'm impressed. Not amongst my skill set. But there are some words that are worth hearing in their own terms, and there's a number of them in this first chunk. Basically, the dharmata is what things really are. Okay. The tata and the bhuttata is how things really are. And the paramatata is how the awakened mind knows this. So forget the Sanskrit terms, just what things are, what things really are, the heart of things. And knowing how this heart of things really is. How is it that this is? And understanding how to awaken to that truth. Okay. It's basically the same thing, but kind of looked at from these different angles. These are the realization kind of end of it. And then there's the embodiment of it, the Dharma Dhatu, the whole field of non-dual reality. The whole field, the entire field of non-dual Dharma reality, the ground of being itself. Okay. And Dharmakaya, the Buddha's embodiment of this truth. This truth has got to be embodied and manifested. These are the embodiment kind of end of the teachings. What you realize is what things are, how things are, and how the awakened mind functions and realizes it. What you embody is the whole field of non-dual reality. Okay. And then the analogy comes. Noble wisdom, which is truth itself. Say, this is what's realized. This is you, by the way. All of these funny terms are just names for yourself you may not have heard yet, but they're your name, your true name, one of them. Right. Now the analogy here, right? The sun radiates its splendor spontaneously on all alike. The sun radiates to all alike, and with no words of explanation. Sun is a very powerful expression of the Dharma. At once, it has this quality that we think of, that the sutra points to, of radiating this great power, this very just beautiful, radiant thermonuclear bomb that we're all hovering around, you know. But at the same time that energy is radiating out from the sun itself is also drawing everything into it. Interesting, is it not? The source of the greatest gravitational pull in our solar system is the same source of the greatest radiant light in our solar system. There's something in there to be noticed. Which one is it? Is it the great drawer in, or is it the great radiator? It can't be both, says the logical mind. No, it's the same. The Dharma is like this. There's a great radiance to the teachings of the Dharma. It brings light where light is desperately needed. And also it draws one. Because it's yourself. Everything that we do to try to escape from our own true self is fraught and is a fool's errand. There's simply no way to win that game. You may pleasurably or painfully distract yourself for a time. But inevitably, the truth of reality has your name, and it beckons you. It beckons you every moment of every day. Every moment of your life is reality singing to you. Can you hear it? Can you hear the song of the stars? Can you feel the caress of the wind, the support of the great earth, the reality of your body? All as expressions of true nature. Everywhere, just right. Everywhere, exactly just so. Understanding what you are, understanding how you are. Having realized how to realize yourself. The whole field of the cosmos expressed now as you, a most perfect and noble expression. This is the Buddha's embodiment of true reality. You are the Buddha's embodiment of true reality. Do not put the Buddha outside yourself somewhere. Realize intimately what's in here, what's innate. This truth shines on all equally. Without an instruction manual. So say the words and the instructions. And here's where you have to really kind of put your adult thinking cap on. Perhaps the egoic mind or the intellect wants to like really say, well, now what is definitively, factually true? Where can I land? And the sutra whispers to you, please stop trying to do that. Can you not just fall in love? Can you not just express love? Do you really have to know everything? Guess what? You can't. No, you can't. But you can love. That you can do. The sun radiates its splendor on all alike. Please, dear one, allow yourself to radiate your light on all alike. The sun radiates its splendor spontaneously on all alike and with no words of explanation. In like manner do the Tathagatas radiate the truth of noble wisdom with no recourse to words and to all alike. This manifestation of total truth radiates to all beings at all times, ceaselessly. The mountains sing it. The rivers dance it. But us, but you. Maybe a different tune's playing sometimes, huh? That too is it. But some tunes are happier than others, huh? For these reasons, it is stated by me that from the night of enlightenment to the night of the Tathagata's parinirvana, of death, the Buddha has not uttered, nor ever will he utter, a single word. The same is true of all Buddhas. Centuries later, Master Dogen would express it in the Shobogenzo fascicle called The Ungraspable Mind. There is Buddha mind, Dogen writes, that is walls. Walls. There is Buddha mind that is tiles, hardwood floor tiles, let's say. Pebbles. There is Buddha mind that is walls, that is floorboards, that is zafus, that is air conditioning units. Buddhas in the past, present, and future realized it as ungraspable. There is Buddha mind of walls And the Buddha mind of Wall is ungraspable. There is the Buddha mind of the sound of the air conditioning. And that Buddha mind too is ungraspable. Walls, tiles, and pebbles are just Buddha mind. Carpets, bird song, weather patterns, clothing, sweat, all are just Buddha mind. Your worst day so far, Buddha mind. Your best day so far, Buddha mind. How can it be? Walls, tiles, pebbles, air conditioning sounds, bird song, and calligraphies, all are Buddha mind. Just Buddha mind. Nothing but, nothing other than, no more than, no less than Buddha mind, true mind. Buddhas in the past, present, and future realized this mind as ungraspable. Realize mind ungraspable. Realize, really get real that this mind is not containable. Your intellect, it is beyond what your intellect is capable of computing. You cannot put a frame around it that actually works. Realize this ungraspableness, this not knowing mind, the beginning mind. It's a quick bumper sticker, Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. It's a great title. What does it really mean? Does it mean I'm continually inept at everything because it's all fresh and new and I have no. There's profound reliance upon this not knowing, this ungraspability. This ungraspability is not your opponent. This ungraspability is not a flaw or a deficit or a weakness. It's not in your strategic plan to overcome this weakness and to know all things. Hopefully. The mystic knows better than this. Our poets know better. Right? What is it to live in this mystery? Oh, you who would be a mystic. I tell you this, it's extraordinarily clear. This mystic path is not some fuzzy woo-woo thing. It's very precise. It's exact. It's an appropriate response. It's knowing what is the case and what is not the case. And yet, not being fooled. Can you grasp the sound of those birds? Furthermore, Dogen continues, the ungraspableness of mountains, the ungraspableness of rivers, the ungraspableness of the great earth itself is within the self. Where is this ungraspableness? Who's asking? You do not have to look far. The ungraspableness of the cosmos is within yourself. The ungraspableness itself is mind. The not knowing is Buddha mind. The ungraspableness itself is mind. Zen is a direct pointing to mind and the full realization of human Buddhahood. Where is this ungraspable mind? Famous encounter in the Zen tradition, Bodhidharma, who brought the sutra with him, found no one worthy and set himself up in a cave. After 9 years, a disciple approached and asked entrance. He was denied. after he had gone through enough trial to prove his sincerity, Bodhidharma said, "Fine. What's your question?" The disciple said, "My mind is not at ease. My mind is not at rest. Please, Master, put my mind at rest for me." Bodhidharma compassionately responded, "Fine. Bring me your mind, and I'll put it to rest." Now the quest begins, the hero's journey. Where will you go to find your mind? Bring it to me, and I will put it at rest. But you got to bring it, baby. And that right there is not bringing it. Get out. Tough love, but true love. After a great search, exhaustively searching for mind, the disciple finally realized they couldn't find it. It wasn't anywhere to be found. And something shifted, that this search had been had occurred with such earnestness. The disciple finally realized that I can't find my mind anywhere. It's not to be found. And bringing this truth to Bodhidharma, Bodhidharma said, "Finally, there. Now I have put your mind at rest. So grab a broom, the cave needs sweeping." That's a very important part. The ungraspableness is the mind. There is also the ungraspableness of, with no place to abide, mind emerges. With no place to abide, mind itself emerges reliably. This truth never fails. But the ego says, no, 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 I've got to shore up myself. And I understand, evolutionarily speaking, it makes a lot of sense. I get it. There is a healthy version of that too. But you could manifest whatever fantasy you have about what it is you need. Yeah, take a paper, write it all out. A wand comes upon you, poof, there it is. So now you have whatever you put on the sheet. You have the millions and the whatever that means for you. If your mind is not right, you can still create samsara right in the midst of this huge, beautiful life you've just stumbled into. Yes, you can. Elon could find himself on Mars and still be quite unhappy there. Okay? It's not just him. If only I could play this way, then I would feel good. If my sword was up to par, then I would be, if I had this much in the account, or if I was 20 years younger or older, depending on where you are, and on and on and on. Don't be fooled by any of that stuff. The safety that you can rely on is your ability to thrive in the unknown. That's the ticket. Because that's what's true. Look, geopolitically, I have no idea what's going on. And this is nothing new, okay? Depending on your age, it might be the first time in your particular lifespan you've seen these things. But it's as old as dirt. What can you actually rely on? With no place to abide, no solid, fixed anything, mind emerges. Mind emerges. This is from the Diamond Sutra. All Buddhas in the 10 directions expound the 80,000 Dharma gates in each lifetime. It's impossible. I've spent over a year, almost a year and a half, trying to expound this one Lankavatara Dharma. There's 84,000 of these things. I'm supposed to get this together in each lifetime I'm going to do that? Like, come on, that's not fair. But actually, it happens instantaneously. The sun, with every nanosecond of its existence, brilliantly manifests all dharmas at once, whether you realize it or not. The Buddhas realize it. The invitation is for you to do the same. The mind that is ungraspable is like this. In studying the mind in the Buddha way, all things are mind. Now, don't confuse mind with your thinking process. It's not just saying it's your brain. Mind. You know, if you're of a certain bent and it's useful for you to slip the word God in there, please go right on ahead. Just don't get stuck. If that doesn't work and emptiness works for you, go ahead, but don't get stuck in thinking about emptiness. Mind is as good a word as you'll find, because they all fail. But there is this ungraspable reality that is not myth nor fairy tale. It is your very nature. Ultimately, I don't care what words you want to use as long as you're making you free. The three realms are nothing but mind. Form, formlessness, desire. All of it is nothing but mind. Mind only is mind only. Buddha is mind. Do not mistake the mind of self or of other in the Buddha way. In this Buddha's way, the entire earth is nothing but mind. And it does not change. It does not change by appearing or disappearing. The entire Dharma is all mind. Understand the entire mind as mastery of wisdom. Now, all of these are like flares trying to bring light. Don't focus on the flare, focus on the path. You must realize yourself, and you can realize yourself. I'll go further. You have a responsibility to realize yourself. It's not just an optional thing, in my view. If you're elite and you have the auspicious causes and conditions and you can go ahead and do this, then good for you. No, that's not good enough. Because you can, you must. Because if you do not, then everyone lives in the wake of the loss of what you could have manifested for yourself and for those you love and those you will never meet. Just imagine if everyone in this room realized their highest and deepest self and actually brought it. Bring it, man, bring it. This is not something that just sits on the cushion and looks Buddhist for an hour a week or something. Bring it, man, bring it, really bring it. And don't be afraid just because it doesn't feel like the old life felt. That old life was laden with troubles, and you know it. You don't need me to tell you that. You know it. So trust yourself. Trust the process. Don't tie yourself in knots over these flares that are simply trying to illuminate your way. Instead, focus on the path. Get very clear about what your Dharma practice is right now. I expect every one of the training members in this community, you must know what your practice is. This is not a vague question. What is your practice right now? How are you deepening your practice? How are you engaging in this? It's not enough to believe in it. It won't help you to have faith that it's there for others to do. You actually need to do this, and you can. And, dear one, you have the responsibility to do this. So, please take it up. May it be so.
Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Thank you, everyone. That concludes our service for today. Do we have announcements? Yes?
Good afternoon, everybody. There's many announcements on the Daily Snail, and that is that whiteboard that's out by the coffee station. Just a few to draw attention to. On Saturday, the 28th, that's the next Saturday we're having, is Samu Day. Fantastic day to spend time with your noble friends. Yay! Appropriate response. Samu Day. Thank you. Yes. Cooking, sewing, gardening. We're going to wash these Zendo windows, maintenance projects, something for everybody of all skill levels. Everyone's welcome and encouraged to join if they can. And then we also have two groups that are going to meet in 2 weeks on Saturday. We have a women's Dharma group, and we have a new men's Dharma group forming. If you are a person who identifies as male and are interested in this group, Reverend Kaishan can connect with you on that. Please see him for details. And that's all I have today. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Please restore the Zendo.